That was 136
Could we find more like
but I did hit this power pylon, so that doesn't really count.
Had enough?
Get the crit to happen. See, that's the problem with my current gear. Not enough crit chance.
That feels better. My wrath is low.
They also decreased the time of law recharges to 30 seconds down from, I believe it was 50. So there's no excuse not to have a law or Actras champion. So say hi to the Guardian. This guy slows your attack speed down.
Not yet.
So my old build, this guy would be dead by now, but that was working off of Rally on Actras Champ, which no longer works the way it did. Using the Resolved on Judgment, which no longer works the way it did. What else? That's pretty much it.
I require more wrath.
Really? Cool. Number on the loot here. 38. No, I'm not getting the same numbers that I got earlier with Shield Bash of 90+ million. I am getting upwards of 50 million in multiplayer matches, and this Falling Sword is doing massive amounts of damage. That's the one that's getting 70 million now, even though when you look at my profile, it says I'm going to have 500,000 DPS. Although this okay, well, this is Gary V. I hope that the latest patch hasn't frustrated you too much or build options. If you're playing the Crusader and you like Shield Bash and Punish being up and close, this is a pretty decent build that I found so far. Make it effective in close, mid-range, Torment levels. So stack on that physical damage and get your skill modifiers on. Happy hunting. Hello, Gary B here. Playing some Diablo. They just came out with a new patch today, and I have discovered that it not only destroyed my old Crusader build, but introduced a couple new exploits that I'm sure Diablo is going to get rid of soon. So just to show you what I'm working with, on the hero's profile screen I only have a base DPS of 550,000 and 12.7 million toughness with 0 healing. All my healing's from skills. And the skills that I'm most interested in exploiting is the Shield Bash with the Pound rune modification. I'm beginning absurd damage numbers for Crusader types with this. Some of the gear I'm using 2 different sets: Guardian's Gaze for the vitality and life regen, and a couple pieces of a can for the strength. I have very low crit chance, and I'll show you that here in a moment. Okay, now that we're here, go ahead and now look at my damage. It says 785, 19, 7, 14. Now I do have my Stone of Jordan on. That's for when I run into elites. Otherwise I have this stolen ring on. So you see here, I only have a 35% crit chance, 401 crit damage. Okay, I have 9,295 strength, 7282 vitality, a life of 865,000, and 152 wrath total. Skills that I like to use: Punish Rebirth for the life regen, Shield Bash Pound, which is currently just completely broken and it's amazing, Ackert's Champion with Firestarter, Falling Sword with Rise Brothers, the Phalanx, Bombardment with Impactful Bombardment. I have the Mortal Drama that puts out 2 of these instead of 1, and I like using Laws of Justice to make up for my lack of toughness. I use Heavenly Strength for the 2-handed weapon, Commander for the reduced time on bombardment and the extra damage by Phalanx, which comes out from Falling Sword, Towering Shield to increase the damage of Punish, and Shield Bash by 20%, and Finery for that 1.5% strength. We'll go ahead and get into some combat now, just to show you this little bug that's been happening before Blizzard destroys it. Previously, when I used to use Shield Bash with this setup, when I'd crit for maybe 15, 20 million tops. And you will see some of the crits I get now. Like I said, my chance is pretty low, but when it does crit, it's pretty high. So you got 30,000, 30 million there, 33 million. Let me go ahead and get my Stone of Jordan now. $34 million. I have had numbers go up to 80 and 90 million. I'm pretty sure that's a bug. So 30 million. See if I can find another elite here. Go 2 elites. So 60 million and 55 million on the bombardment. 6. I'd really love to see that 80 and 90 million pop up.
But always wanted to fight. I require more wrath.
Let's get another elite. There we go. More elites the better. This one has Arcane on.
I'm fading.
I didn't get it on quick enough. Let's try this again. This time I got my jewelry on.
Right, light be damned.
A little bit of lag here. Teleport me around like crazy. Wall me in.
These wounds are deep.
The teleport is actually kind of helping me a little bit with these wall run types. Let's try this. Yeah.
My wrath is
60 million. There's a long cooldown timer on that, so there's that trade-off. Used to use Fist of Heavens with the resolved rune on Judgment, but they nerfed it from 80% to 20% crit chance, which is just not enough for me to warrant wasting my whole skill on. And some of the other skills that I use, they changed the damage types on all my moves
like
to physical, so I had to get rid of the Annihilate rune for bombardment. Otherwise I would be using that.
Not enough wrath.
These guys out. seemed to be much higher when I was in the game. I got so excited I just needed to come out and try this out. It must have been, I was playing with a monk and a witch doctor. Maybe one of them had a skill that was increasing my critical hit damage or some sort. Because I am only getting around 32 million for those high crits now. Whereas when I was in a public game I was getting 80, 90 million. So that's something to be wary of.
The Crusade
Who's this
marches
last guy?
on.
Are they all dead yet? There they are. Oh, that might help. Alright. See if we can find some more. Get a better demonstration of this. So it is mostly for single targeting. Maybe the bug only works in public games, because I don't think any sort of party algorithm could have had it that high.
Burn in the light.
So before I was killing elites on Torment 2 with just 2 hits of my shield bash.
Had enough.
After this, I'm just going to get back into a public game and see if it pops up again.
Make your peace quickly.
Is it the skill I was looking for? But you see these damage numbers I'm getting. Even with Falling Sword, I'm getting 60, 70 million on. 30 million with the shield bash. And just my profile DPS is only at 500 and some thousand. Now, I know Paragon has something to play into that. You see here I put most of my Paragon into maximum wrath, offense into attack speed, now into crit damage, all into resist all, and area damage, since I am doing single target mostly.
Had enough.
Except for the couple AoEs I have, but they're long cooldowns. Now, I know that Akarat's champ has something to do with this, so we'll try it again in Akarat's champ here. I'm still trying to see if I do more damage with the stone against these normal packs, since I am using all physical skills. If the 20% makes up for the loss of 33% crit damage. Again, it only matters if you have a high crit chance, since Judgment Rune has been completely nerfed for me. I no longer have that guaranteed critical hit. So I decided to swap that out for another hard skill, that Rise Brothers. They did fix Shield Bash. It used to be my favorite skill when the game first started, until you were this far away, and you go like this, but you would miss the character. Now they have them rooted in spot until you get to them, so you don't miss, which is very nice.
I enjoyed that.
Now, if you do look at my gear, I do have a couple modifiers in here. My Jordan ring has an extra 20% physical skill, and so does my wrist for 19%. I do have 13% extra damage on bombardment on my chest, 15% extra punish, and 14% extra shield bash. I believe that's all of my skill modifiers besides the extra 10% damage while wielding a 2-handed weapon I have here. And as you can see, I am pretty good at tanking with this class on Torment 3. That's just standard.